Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing good. So today was not supposed to happen the way it's happening. Today I'm planning on hiking the Dix Range. I'm not positive I'm going to do the entire range. I was thinking I was going to do the whole range, but we'll kind of see how that pans out. Originally, I was just planning on doing Grace, South Dix, Huff, and Macomb from 73, the herd path that goes up to Grace, with Ruby as an overnight. I was going to hike in about 3 miles and take one of the campsites yesterday and get my day started today really early. But when I got out of the car yesterday at the rest area on the way up, Ruby started limping. I looked at her paw and she had a cut on her pad. So I turned around and went back home. Had to kind of regroup. So I know I'm redoing the 46 with her on routes that I haven't taken yet. So either I'll come back with her and do this again at a later point in time, or I'll find another route that I haven't taken yet. There's not a lot more choices on that. Anyway, if I do the whole range, I think it's like a 16 or 17 mile day, which seems excessive to me, but in a couple weeks, I'm going to be trying for the final time to do the Great Range Traverse. I will not have Ruby with me on that trip either. So today, I have my trusty day pack, and it is packed just like I would have it for the Great Range Traverse. So inside this pack, I have a sleeping pad, emergency bivvy, the absolute bare minimum basics for a summer night overnight. What I have could probably get me down to about 55 degrees. I'd be uncomfortable, but whatever. The first part of this trek, we're going to be following the river. So I only have 1 liter of water, knowing that I can refill it. So it should be very pretty. I just have to pay attention to the last time I'm going to be close to water and refill all of my water. I can carry 2.5 liters. Yeah, 2.5 liters, because there is no water up on the ridge. Maybe a muddy puddle or two, but kind of has been dry, so I'm not even expecting to see that. Literally on trail for 15 minutes, and I took a wrong turn. The trail, I guess, it branches in 3 directions. I thought it only split into 2. So I needed to cross the stream, which it wasn't like the sketchiest of crossings, but this early in the day, I don't like getting my feet soaked. I do have 3 extra pairs of socks today. I expect it to be pretty wet. Since it's such a long day, I really want to be able to keep my feet dryish. Anyway, so yeah, did the crossing. Water was pretty deep and the rocks were slippery. That's the lily pad pond campsite. Not too shabby. There was another little path that went off. I'm wondering if there was like a privy or thunderbox back there. So it's funny sometimes how things work out. So the campsite that I was going to stay at with Ruby last night, there is like a 12-person scouting group of boys over there, which they were all lovely, but yeah, I like to come to the woods to be by myself. So that's kind of crazy because I don't remember seeing a group of 12 signed in on that trail register. So that's kind of weird. But look at this swimming hole. That is actually gorgeous. The campsite was pretty big, obviously to accommodate that many scouts, but and there was another waterfall over that way, and then there's this one right here. Yeah, Ruby would have had a field day here. So would I. This is beautiful. So the areas in between, like where I think the third campsite and the swimming hole campsite are, that's pretty challenging to get through. You kind of can lose the trail pretty easy, and you're tightly following the river. So you can easily, if you're using, navigation app, I'm using Gaia, you can find your way back, but it definitely makes it challenging. About a mile past the swimming hole, you are going to be moving away from the stream. So if you need water, that's going to be your last spot. So make sure it's right about 2,600 feet of elevation. So grab your water. I think I might stop and take another water break, even though I'm not particularly thirsty. I've been sweating a butt ton since I stopped a mile ago. And I'm only less than a mile, I think, from Grace. So it hasn't been too challenging. The challenging part is losing the trail and then having to figure out where you are and kind of double back. That's it. And the rocks are slick. I don't know why. I feel like they shouldn't be, but they are. Anyway, yeah, I'm definitely going to take another quick break, get some water. And like I said, just after here, we're going to start to pull away from the river, and we're going to start gaining some elevation a lot more rapidly. So you heard me say a few minutes ago that the rocks are really slippery. So some of those scouts, I saw them after I stopped to take a water break. I see that there's some of them coming back up towards me. They're hiking up, and all of a sudden I hear this noise, and this kid wiped out on one of the rocks. And this particular kid was a little younger, and he started crying, and he said, "My knee." So I put my stuff down and I go over and introduce myself, and I asked him if I could take a look and help him out, and he bashed his knee. I don't think he did anything more nefarious than that, but the group of kids, they have navigation, they've got water, they've got filters, They seem pretty young, but they're out here. I'm sure they'll be fine. Youth has a way of getting you through some things. But this one kid says to me, "This is the worst marked trail I've ever seen." And I said, "Well, yeah, because it's not marked. This is a herd path. There are no DEC trail markers." So I said, "If you've got Gaia, you'll find your way." I should have asked him if they had a battery bank, though. Oh well, let's carry on. Oh my God, this last like 0.2 of a mile, I swear to God, has been going on for 2 miles. What the actual hell? I knew I was in trouble when I looked at the elevation and I had like 800 feet to go and 0.6 of a mile. Yeah. So up here somewhere, just so you know, this is why bushwhacking in the Adirondacks is exceptionally difficult. We only got like another 1/10 of a mile, I guess. And at that point, I believe is that a marked trail? I don't remember. I could be talking at my rear. Anyway, it should be easier than this. That much I know, because I've been on that trail before. But it was 9 years ago. So let's get out of these woods. I really hate seeing toilet paper on the ground. maybe ADK Club could start selling like ADK branded cooler cloths at the trailheads or something, so that people stop using toilet paper, because I don't want to see it. Anyway, so Trail Junction, we're off of the herd path that comes up from Route 73. But make no mistake, this is going to be as steep. So I think it's only like a 0.2 of a mile or something. I'll look on the map. It's further than I want it to be because it's not right here, but we don't have too much further to go. Up there, and then we're going to come back down. We're going to pass the toilet paper again and head out that way and head over to South Dix and then Macomb and Huff. I don't remember the order, to be very honest with you, but and I'm boiling. I'm overheating right now. So we're going to get up top and we're going to take a well-deserved break. Let's go. That was quite the climb. I never want to hear anybody complain that like 500 feet per mile is steep. No, it's not. I would give my left kidney for 500 feet per mile. I gave myself my little pity party. Dried my clothes off and had some lunch, a few sips of my liquid IV, and had some jelly beans. Definitely feel more human now. Those kids did make it up. They were all super proud of themselves. I think they might be like a church group or something. Really nice kids. I got a group picture for them, and then a couple other hikers came up, chatted with them a little bit, and so right now we're headed back down and headed out to South Dix, and then Macomb, and then Huff. Dix and well, Backhorn and Dix it's a little iffy. It's going to be a really long day, and it took me a lot longer to get up here than I would like to admit. If I do it, I'll probably end up hiking out that way instead of coming back, because I don't want to hit that herd path in the dark. So it's just going to be a game time decision. We're going to see how long it takes me to get on some of these other peaks. So let's get going.
No, I'm gonna hide down there. It's easy. It's better with
go back to camp
with seats.
All right. Crossed over South Dix. We are on our way to Macomb, and there is a thunderstorm coming this way. Yay. The one thing I didn't bring, I took it out of my pack, was a pack liner. All right, believe it or not, I have cell service up here. I just checked the weather. That storm is going to stay to the south of us. I mean, I'm not opposed to getting rained on right now because it's hot, but I don't want my stuff to get ruined either. cool. I don't know which way to go. Right back there, that's Huff. We're gonna be headed there after we go to Macomb, right there. This breeze is so delightful. Look what I found. Oh, look what else I found. Yep. That is Elk Lake. Haven't been down that way in quite a while. So what we're looking at in the background is the Colvin Range kind of in the foreground with the Great Range behind it. The Great Range is where I'm going to be in a couple weeks. So looking at it, please wish me luck. All right, so this is delightful. Third peak, I'm very thirsty. I'm going to sit down and have a snack and a drink. I have to take the long sleeve shirt. Look at my face. I am burning up. Like literally, I'm about to ignite. I am so overheated. Yeah, really overheated. So hopefully I'm going to cool down. The plan is to go over to Huff, and then I'm going to assess my situation. So what I'm leaning towards actually is doing Huff and then continuing on over Beckhorn to Dick's and then hiking out the Dick's Trail. Stop laughing. God, guys, seriously. And then walking back to my car. All right, next stop, this one right here. This one right here. Heading over to Huff. It is getting windy. To the east of me, there are some spicy storms over in Vermont, but that's past me. So, yeah, let's get moving. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm now leaning away from Dick's. Again, stop laughing. What are you, like a 5th grade boy? If I go that way, it's gonna tack on a significant number of more miles. And I'm not necessarily chasing miles, I'm chasing peaks. So if I just do Huff, come back over here, cross back over South Dix, which basically I'm doing that almost twice, and then almost all the way back up Grace and then out, I'm still basically getting the peaks, so to speak, without just tagging another mountain. So, and then it's just a straight shot out, although it's a complicated straight shot. So, but if I'm sweaty, I can stop at the swimming hole, and that's kind of driving my decision right now. So yeah, that's where we're at, but I'll let you know shortly. We're gonna head over to Huff, and yeah, that's that. Let's go. There's Grace. That's the zipper slide and the Great Slide that you can see from here. And then Huff is right in front of us, and that little peak behind it is Beckhorn. You can't really see it. South Dix is kind of right behind those trees there. So we're headed down that way, and then we're just gonna send it up. We only got about another half mile, if that. I mean, who made this trail? Look at that. So right behind me is a junction of the Lillian Brook Trail. This is the second time we've kind of passed, not that particular spot, but Lillian Brook Trail. Goes back down towards Elk Lake. Words are really hard right now. So we got about 4/10 of a mile up Huff and like 500 feet of elevation. The hell? Who did this? It's so mean. And I just realized, so I've done Huff as a standalone winter peak years ago with one of the doctors I worked with and some of his doctory friends. And we came up Lillian Brook Trail, and it was a suffer fest for me. Definitely in better shape now than I was then. Also, oddly overheated on a winter hike because it was, I was kind of new into doing the 46, and I didn't have all the awesome clothes I have now. So anyway, yeah, for a hot second I considered not doing Huff because I've done this trail before. I'm still thinking. I'm in the call. I dropped down over that little bump back there. This is really a tough choice. So far I've done about 9 miles, and I've got about 5 or 6 miles back out. I don't know. I gotta think about it for a little while. I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, sorry to disappoint everybody. I am not gonna do Huff. I am turning around and going up that steep ass whatever I just came over. Literally, it was like straight down. I don't know who did that, but it was nonsense. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. I feel good, but I wasn't feeling it. So we did Grace, South Dix, Macomb, and now we're gonna basically go over a couple of those in reverse heading back. So that's not a bad day. All right, so taking an extended break on South Dix. What the fuck was that noise? You don't get too many weird noises up here. There's no bears. I mean, there are bears in the Adirondacks. There's none on the summits. I mean, there could be, but not usually. There's no food. So taking an extended break and just trying to cool down. Really overheated. And my shoulder, it's actually not my shoulder. I have a problem with the SC joint and the muscle that goes in between here and all of this nonsense here. Sternocleidoid mastoid muscle, something like that. It's really aching, and I'm trying not to take any prednisone. Using the trekking poles is a little problematic, but I don't really have a choice. So I'm kind of glad actually that I turned back, because that was going to be pretty steep going up and going down. And I think that's been part of my problem, is putting a lot of pressure going downhill and sometimes having to grab onto trees and stuff. So it's kind of just been an injury in progress, and it's just going to take time to heal because I get really strange injuries. Anywho, so I'm gonna hang out for a little while longer, and then it's about 7/10 of a mile back to the trail junction, where I'm gonna start heading down and I should get back to my car, 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that, and take it from there. Yeah, look what I just found. We're here already. So we're gonna go this way. This is the way back to the car. So that really ridiculous steep section. It is so much cooler out now. Like, going uphill is so much easier right now. Wow. That's gonna be tough in a few weeks to do Great Range. It's the end of the month. Hit or miss on temperatures. Just taking a little break here. Just came down that steep section, so now I'm on the gray slide. Just looking up there. It's so cool looking. You can see the cliffs, and I'll show you a video in a second. I'm staring over at the Beckhorn over to the summit of Dix, and a couple years ago I did a winter hike up Dix, and I didn't make it because I missed a turn, and I like sent it up one of the slides in like this super floofy snow, and I literally thought I was gonna die that day. It was so crazy. But there's so many memories I have up here. I miss being up here. I don't get up here as much as I would like right now because gas is expensive, and you know, got a lot going on, but it just feels like home. That's just what I wanted to tell you. This literally just feels like home. It feels right. So we passed the swimming hole again. The waterfall's over there. This is that big site that I was gonna stay at last night with Ruby, and low-key glad that I had to turn back and bring her home. Not that these boys weren't very nice, because they were very, very nice, but you know, I kind of like quiet when I come out here. You can fit a few tents in here. So anyway, I've got 3.3 miles to the car. Starting to get a little tired. I didn't go for a swim, but I did rinse off in the swimming hole. Water was pretty cold, and it cooled off a little bit. It was raining for a while. It's still pretty overcast. Looks like it might rain again. So even though it's not far, I feel like I want to come back, you know, like with a swimsuit and sandals, camp there. Like, I want it to be an experience. So I will come back to that site for sure. It's getting dark. I just looked at the clock. I just realized it's 8:30. I am definitely glad I did not do Huff, because that would have tacked on an extra 2 miles. And I'm not opposed to walking out in the dark. It doesn't bother me that much, but you know, like the stream crossing I just did, pretty sketchy. It's not terrible. The rest of them were fine. Anyway, I've got like a quarter mile back to the car. I've been hauling ass because the skeeters are getting pretty bad, and I don't want to stop to take my headlamp out of my pack. But this was a super fun hike. I think I'm at like 15 miles for the day right now. That includes all the times I got turned around. So I'm gonna keep hustling back to the car. Hope you enjoyed this video. There's a lot of water on the first 3 miles of this trail. It's pretty awesome. Very beautiful. Even if you just came and camped here and enjoyed the water, you should do that. I mean, seriously, how happy am I right now? 8:33. Wow. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Get out there. It's humid and summer. Bye-bye.